Alameen. And of course, alhamdulillah, we talked today about a very important topic, which is related to the statement of shahada, the statement of sincerity, the statement of negation, the statement of priority, the statement of success, the statement that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the entire creation for, which is La ilaha illallah. And alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the time so we get to know some of the virtues of La ilaha illallah. And we said that La ilaha illallah is not just a word, but Allah sent the prophets and the messengers, all of them, and sent the revelation because of La ilaha illallah. So people could achieve La ilaha illallah. And you know what? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the punishment to some of his creation because they violated La ilaha illallah. They did not follow La ilaha illallah. So every prophet came and he has a very fundamental and primary message. What's the first message for each prophet? And you name it. Any prophet, when we say any, we mean it. Any prophet came with one message. What's this message? The first line, Ya qawmi, u'budu Allah, ma lakum min ilahin ghayr. When you recite Surah Al-Shu'ara, when you recite any surah talks about Al-Anbiya, the prophets, they have the same one, the same message. Ya qawmi abudullah. Oh my people, worship Allah. You have no God other than him. That's the primary message for all the prophets and the messengers. But can you tell me why the ark happened during the time of Noah? Because of what? They did not follow and obey and surrender to the commands of Allah. They did not achieve La ilaha illallah. And you know what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, Inna Allah la yaghfiru an yushraka bih. Allah will never forgive to associate any partner with him. And he forgives anything else. So what is the red line? So a man came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, Ya Rasulullah, you said that if somebody said La ilaha illallah, he would enter Jannah. He said, yes. He said, wa in saraqa wa in zana, even if he committed theft and adultery, he said, yes. Wa in saraqa wa in zana, even if he did so, still he has a chance for his sins to be forgiven. But the red line that you can go beyond, that you cannot cross, is to associate partner with Allah. And I told you before, the problem for the disbelievers or the pagans, those who worshipped idols, can I ask you, do you have people nowadays are worshiping idols? Yeah. Really? Because when we say idols, we think that it's just in old days. No, we have nowadays people are worshiping idols. They have statues and they prostrate to it. And you know by yourself that you have people, wallahi, they have temples for rats, statues for rats. They are worshiping rats. And there are more than this, but the masjid is not the suitable place, to remember those things, to remember those faces and those doctrines. You have people are worshiping everything beside Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is the only thing that Allah will not forgive. That's why the Muslims are so special in the sight of Allah. Because they are the nation of monotheism. You have one creator and you tell that creator, no one is worthy of my worship, of my love, of my submission except you. That is what makes you so special. That's it. That's number one. I told you today, I wish if you got this real dimension of La ilaha illallah, because I told you when the salah was or became obligatory in the 10th year of da'wah. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam stayed in Mecca 13 years. After 10 years, no salah. Yes, they had salah, but it was optional, but wasn't obligatory. That tells you about the importance of the first pillar, La ilaha illallah. When you enter to Islam, when you convert to Islam, you say Shahada. And you know what? Sometimes for you, you think like, Imam, it's so easy. You said today, whoever says La ilaha illallah, he would enter Jannah. Now I can say La ilaha illallah, and you know what? I made it. That's it. I don't need anything else. Wait, hold on. It's not only by just uttering. You have to mean it. You have to live like somebody. I told you, أن من عاش على شيء مات عليه ومن مات على شيء بعث عليه. Whoever lives while he is doing something, he will die while he is doing the same. Like somebody, all what concerns him is to collect money. So before he dies or while he is dying, just money is his own concern. But if your main concern was Allah, when you die, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will let you utter La ilaha illallah. Will let you talk by La ilaha illallah. So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Man kana akhiru kalamihi. The one whose last statement is La ilaha illallah, he will enter Jannah. So how could you control it? Could you guarantee it? That you know what, when I feel like my soul is coming out, I would say La ilaha illallah. No, it's not yours. It's not yourself. It's not your control. That is what Allah said. يُثَبِّتُ اللَّهِ. Allah is the one who makes it easy for you. Allah is the one who keeps you firm and steadfast during the time of death. But let me go very quickly because of the time. I just wanted to ask this question. If it is not just by uttering, it's not just lip service. So what I need to fulfill the requirements of La ilaha illallah. What are the conditions of La ilaha illallah? I came up tonight with 5 conditions. 5 conditions. If you fulfilled them, that means you fulfilled La ilaha illallah. You made it. So are you ready? Are you ready to get those 5? Yes. Each and every one, it can be by itself in a khutbah by itself. But I will try to make it as much as I can possible, fast as possible, so we will not stay here till Fajr, inshallah. Okay, because we have the brother who brought some snacks and tea and some samosa. And thank you for Sister Samana for what she is doing and brother Abdul Basit. So still, I'm thinking about the tea and the samosa, so we'll not pay too much attention. Wanted to make it very quickly. Yes, don't worry, brother. Don't worry. So you see, Dr. Siddiqui, brother Barakat, wanted me to finish quickly, Samosa is getting cold. Yes, getting cold. Yes, we wanted to finish quickly. Okay, so number 1, and pay attention because I will ask you. Number 1 is ilm. To achieve La ilaha illallah, the first step is to get the knowledge. Allah said to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Surah Muhammad. Look, listen, the surah is Muhammad. And Allah said to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, فَاعْلَمْ أنه لا إله إلا الله. Get the knowledge of that no one worthy of worship except Allah. فَاعْلَمْ, get the knowledge. Not only to know, just to know that, we have those people who are Muslims, they have only one God. They worship one God. It's just not to know, but to get the knowledge of La ilaha illallah. And that knowledge includes two things, two main things: his name and his attributes. So if you wanted to know Allah, study the names of Allah. How many are the names of Allah? Don't say 99. So you see, you was about to say 99, then I stopped you. Okay? Don't say 99, because Allah has more than 99 names. And He subhanahu wa ta'ala had these names so we can understand Allah. We can know Allah. Sometimes, we have lots of atheists, they deny the existence of Allah. And they say, you know what, because we didn't see him. So they believe only in the material. They believe only on what they can see. Like one of the scholars was debating with one of the atheists, and he said no God exists. And he said, why? He said, because simply we cannot see him. He said, but you can see his signs on the creation. He said, no. I wanted to see him face to face. If he exists, let him come to me. And he said, okay. Do you have brain? Do you have brain? He said, yes, I have it. He said, no, you are a liar. You do not have a brain. You do not have mind. He said, why? He said, because I cannot see your brain. He said, but you see the actions which indicates that I have brain. He said, no. You are insane. You are crazy in my side, in my point of view, till you show me your brain. Open up your head so I can see your brain. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted you to know him through his names and attributes. And that's something very important. If you wanted to know Allah, get the knowledge of his names. Know Allah. Study the names that we have. Some of them, like 99, the hadith said 99, but there are more than this. So you can study some of the names of Allah. Can I ask you how many of the names of Allah that you know? Let's count some. So what do you have? What the first name comes to your mind? Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Al-Quddus, Al-Qahhar, Al-Siddiq, Siddiq, Sittir, Allahu Akbar, yes, Sittir, Al-Mateen, Al-Ghafur, we said Ar-Rahman. Al-Kabir, Al-Ali, Al-Azim, Al-Halim, you see, Al-Malik, Al-Salam, Al-Mu'min, Muhaymin, Aziz, Jabbar, Mutakabbir, Al-Khaliq, Al-Bari', Al-Musawwir. Lahu al-Asma', that's the verse. He is reciting the verse of Surah Al-Hashr. Yes, so and Auntie Maryam said Al-Karim, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. And you know what? Why Allah said these names? And that's something we know it's important, but it's still, we know its importance, but yet we neglect it. Most of us, when we make dua for Allah, we use one name, Ya Allah, or Oh Allah, Ya Rab, maybe. But Allah said that I sent you these names so you can use it to make dua for me. وَلِلَّهِ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى فَادْعُوهُ بِهَا. Use the names of Allah in your dua. Let me give you an example. You wanted Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to save you from a certain trouble. So what the name that you will use? Al-Hafiz, Al-Qadir, Al-Qadir, the one who has the absolute power. You need money. You need sustenance. Al-Razzaq, Al-Razzaq. You need Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to shower you with his favors. Use Al-Kareem, the most generous. Use the names of Allah that will make your supplication be answered. Okay, I don't want to talk a lot in this point. So now I wish that you got my point. So the first condition is ilm, the knowledge, to get the knowledge. And number two, after you experience the knowledge and you apply it, you will get to certainty. Sometimes, you know, we have Muslims, why we are different in the level of Iman. Sometimes you have a person, you have a person who is Muslim, but you say, you know, brother, he comes to see solutions for his problems. And you tell him, brother, make dua. When you say that to him, he says, you know what, Imam, that's not a solution. I wanted solid solution, something to catch. That's not a solution. But another person, when you say, brother, say dua, he will take it and that will comfort his heart and he has certainty in his dua. What's the difference? That's the level of Iman. That's his Iman in Allah. So the second condition to fulfill La ilaha illallah is to have certainty in your belief. To have certainty. Do not hesitate. Do not say, you know what, I will try. It might work. Allah laysa lit-tajruba. Allah laysa lit-tajruba. Do not try Allah. Have certainty. You know those people who are trying Allah, Allah does not respond to them. Because imagine if you have a lawyer and you found the best lawyer in Florida, and then you give him the power of attorney and you say, you know what, now the case is yours. So what are you going to do after you give him the allegation of your case? He will talk on your behalf in the court. You will go and you will sleep. You will take rest. Somebody told you, hey, what did you make in your case? I give it to the best lawyer. Now I will take rest. And you know what? I will not think about it. He is the best. If that is something you can do with the lawyer and he's a human being, so what can you do with Allah, the one who created you and created the lawyer and created the whole creation? Sometimes we rely on Allah, but we still kind of having the hesitation and we don't fully trust Allah. That's why sometimes we claim that we achieve La ilaha illallah, but in reality, small portion of people who can fully do the requirements of La ilaha illallah. That's why when you hear Imam said, whoever says La ilaha illallah will enter Jannah. That's not that easy. That needs work. That needs work. So what's number three? Number three, sincerity. Ikhlas. Ikhlas. To have sincerity in your heart. So, brother, why are you slaughtering and doing qurbani in Eid? You know, Imam, it's 95% for the sake of Allah, to be honest. But there is 5% for showing off. When I get the meat and send it to relatives, and they will say, MashaAllah, you know, that brother, he slaughtered by himself a big cow. And you know what? He is so generous. He sent us the best of the meat. They will remember that I did so and so. Wait, that 5% that you mentioned, it will make all the qurbani invalid, will not be acceptable. Allah is so jealous. Listen again to the same expression. Allah is jealous. Can we say that about Allah? Yes, Rasulullah said that in the hadith. Inna Allah yaghar. Allah is jealous if you did any action for other than him. He refuses. He will not accept it. Imagine if you told your wife, you know what? I brought you this perfume, 95% for you, and the other 5% for another woman. Huh? Khalas, you will be out. She will not say, okay, I has to be satisfied with the 95%. Thank you. No, she will forget about the 95 and she will just concentrate on the 5%. You cannot do this with Allah. Allah said in the Hadith Qudusi, أنا أغنى الشركاء عن الشرك فمن عمل منكم عملا أشرك معه غيري تركته وشركه. Allah said in the Hadith Qudusi, I cannot accept any of your actions that you associated partner with me. If you did any of your actions and you have someone beside me, I will abandon you. I will leave you. I will leave you and your action. I will not accept you. That is how it works. So if you need to fulfill La ilaha illallah, you have to have sincerity that everything for the sake of Allah. Everything, 100% for the sake of Allah. That's the case. Imagine if you are buying meat from Apna Bazaar or Musa Halal Slaughterhouse, and you got like 10 pounds. Then you found like third of the 10 pounds fats and things that you cannot eat. Will you be angry? Will you be angry? Yes. And you will go to the man, why you did give me like 30% of it has fats and things I do not eat. You will be mad at him. That's the case. Allah wanted our worship to be 100% pure for him. So let's revise quickly. Number one, knowledge. Number two, certainty. Number three, ikhlas, which is sincerity. Certainty and sincerity. Number four, al-inqiyad. Al-inqiyad means the total submission. Total submission. To surrender fully to Allah. To fully submit yourself to Allah. And that is a topic by itself. We can talk for this till Fajr. But let me give you something. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, أَفَتُؤْمِنُونَ بِبَعْضِ الْكِتَابِ وَتَكْفُرُونَ بِبَعْضِ. Would you believe in some of this Quran and you leave the other part? Unfortunately, we have some Muslims like this. They take whatever matches their desires, whatever matches their wishes, their whims. And I'm sorry to say that, and please accept it from me. Sometimes we take from Quran what's matching our traditions. And we neglect and we refuse to apply the other half because it's against our traditions. So we became not worshippers of Quran, but we worship sometimes our traditions more than Islam, more than Allah himself. That's the truth. And it has to be said. That's why you remember the wasiyah of Rasulullah, say the truth, even if it was bitter. And do not fear any blame from anyone. لا تخشى في الله لومة لائم قل الحق ولو كان مرا. That's our Islam. So sometimes we take from Quran. Like, let me tell you something. You know what? I am a sister and I am coming to Salah. Why? Because Allah said, وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةِ. Allah ordered us to come to the Salah. But you know what? I take off my hijab. Why? Isn't it the same Allah, the one who asked you to do hijab, to have hijab on? It's the same Allah who told you to pray. But you know what? We pick and choose. We pick and choose. According to what? Our whims, our desires. Someone, MashaAllah, he comes to the masjid. He prays on Ramadan and he cries behind the Imam. MashaAllah. And by the way, he is donating. And sometimes he is spending on orphans, taking care of his parents. But you know what? Because of the business, he is selling liquor and alcohol. And he has the excuse for himself. You know what? Allah knows that the circumstances that, I'm living in a country and, it has certain issues. And he produces for himself just, you know what? He's giving himself Tylenol. You know Tylenol? Yes. Painkiller. Yes. He is trying to comfort himself by creating excuses that, you know what? I cannot do anything. I have to live. Otherwise, I will not. Otherwise, I have lots of responsibilities and. Wallahi al-azim, I know people, they created fatwas that it's halal in these countries to sell liquors. Wallahi. And that is something, is that the same Quran that you are reciting? أَفَتُؤْمِنُونَ بِبَعْضِ الْكِتَابِ. Be honest with yourself. Don't say, you know what? I love Allah and I achieved La ilaha illallah. So where is the total submission to Allah? But sometimes we take some and we refuse some. I wish if we had time so we can talk more about this issue. That's number 4. Number 5, and the last one, which is acceptance. Al-Qabul. The acceptance. The acceptance means that Allah, after you fulfill all of those, that Allah will accept you, will accept your actions, will accept your deeds. Are you 100% sure that Allah accepted the Maghrib that you prayed? Are you sure? Did you sign a contract with Allah that, you know what, whatever I do, Allah will accept it? Listen, after the good time of worship to Allah in Ramadan, Allah al-Azim, I met some people, it seems like they are saying, you know what, Imam, we did a great job and we did so and so. We have to take rest till next Ramadan. Assalamu alaikum, Imam. See you next Ramadan, inshallah. Okay, brother. So what about, are you guaranteed that Allah accepted your fasting in Ramadan? Imam, Allah will accept. So he leaves Ramadan with 100% that no doubt that Allah accepted. But you know what? The main concern of the companions after Ramadan, they used to stay 6 months asking Allah to accept what they made in Ramadan. But sometimes we do it, what we do nowadays, that we pray and it seems like Allah has to accept. Who told you this? That's the case. Sayyidina Ibrahim wa Ismail. They built the sacred house. What's after sacred house? That's the best of the houses of Allah. That's the sacred house. That's the best house ever. Al-Masjid al-Haram. And who assigned them? Who chose them for this job? Allah Himself. وَإِذْ يَرْفَعُ إِبْرَاهِيمُ الْقَوَاعِدَ مِنَ الْبَيْتِ وَإِسْمَاعِيلُ. So when they finished, رَبَّنَا تَقَبَّلْ مِنَّا. They are begging Allah to accept their deeds. Subhanallah, if Allah did not accept from Ibrahim and Ismail, whom else that Allah will accept? And it's not, they did not make qurbani, they did not, give a charity for poor and needy. They built the sacred house, yet they are begging Allah to accept. Nowadays, sometimes we give the charity and we don't pay attention for acceptance. Allah will accept. Allah must accept. This is the mentalities that we have for some people. No, wallahi, brother. The righteous people, the companions, the prophets, they used to cry for Allah after each and every action. Oh Allah, please accept this. You know what? If Allah accepted one sajda from your sincere heart, that's it. You made it. If Allah accepted one salah with sincere heart and Allah accepted, you are the happiest. You are the happiest. So think about qabul. Think about the acceptance of your deeds. So 5 conditions. Ilm, knowledge. Certainty. Sincerity. Total submission and acceptance. Barakallahu fikum. Jazakumullahu khairan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from all of us. Allahumma ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. It was a good time that we spent with that statement, La ilaha illallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the reward of La ilaha illallah. Barakallahu li wa lakum fil Quran al-Azim. MashaAllah, I can see the brothers and sisters here. MashaAllah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from all of us. And by the way, before we leave, wanted to make dua to Imam Zamir. And who knows Imam Zamir? He's one of the Imams in New York. And mashallah, he's very known in New York. And of course, here, some of you know him. He has the company for Hajj and Umrah. And I was honored to visit him in his house in New York and to be surrounded by and to be in his company, in his company, in his office, Sarah International Travel. And we got the news that his mother in Guyana passed away. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shower her with his mercy. Allahumma ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. We need to make dua for the mother of Imam Zamir, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive her sins and make her grave as part of the Jannah. Allahumma ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. And let's make dua. Let's send our gifts, not only for his mother, but for all the deceased, for all the brother, and for our brother Eid, and also inshallah for our, all the deceased brothers and sisters. Let's make dua also to those who are sick in the hospitals, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them cure and heal. Let's send gifts to each and every one. Let's send gift to Sister Afsari. Let's send gift to Sister Rabi'a. Let's send gift to our son Ruhan. Let's send gift to those who are in a desperate need for our dua, and they are now in their graves waiting for our du'as, then Allah will take our du'as as light. Allah will enlighten their graves and increase their level in Jannah by our dua. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from us our du'as, Ya Rabbal Alameen. اللهم يا ربنا لك الحمد كله ولك الشكر كله وإليك يرجع الأمر كله. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم ارحم أخانا زمير، اللهم ارحم أمه يا رب العالمين. اللهم اجعل قبرها روضة من رياض الجنة ولا تجعله حفرة من حفر النار. اللهم يا ربنا نسألك في هذه الساعة أن تربط على قلوب أهلها وارزقهم الصبر والسلوان والرضا بقضائك يا رب العالمين. اللهم ارزقهم الرضا بقضائك يا رب العالمين. اللهم ارحم موتانا وموتى المسلمين. اللهم اغفر لنا ولوالدينا ولمشايخنا وعلمائنا ولمن كان لهم حق علينا يا أكرم الأكرمين. اللهم اشف مرضانا وارحم موتانا. اللهم اشف أمي يا رب العالمين. اللهم اشفها شفاء لا يغادر سقما. اللهم اشفها شفاء لا يغادر سقما. اللهم يا ربنا نسألك في هذه الساعة أن تشفي كل مريض. اللهم اشف كل مريض وارحم كل ميت وعاف كل مبتلى يا أكرم الأكرمين يا أكرم الأكرمين. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إنا كنا من الظالمين. اللهم يا ربنا نسألك أن تفرج كرب المكروبين وفرج هم المهمومين. اللهم فرج هم المهمومين واقض الدين عن المدينين. اللهم كن مأوى لمن لا مأوى له. اللهم كن مأوى لمن لا مأوى له. اللهم كن مأوى لمن لا مأوى له. اللهم يا ربنا نسألك أن تمسح بيدك الشافية على قلوب المرضى. اللهم امسح بيدك الشافية على قلوبهم. اللهم يا ربنا اجبر خاطرهم واجبر كسرهم. اللهم اجبر كسرهم. اللهم يا ربنا ارزق الشبع لكل من هو جائع. اللهم أمن من هو خائف. اللهم أمن من هو خائف. اللهم اقض الدين عن المدينين. اللهم اقض الدين عن المدينين. اللهم ارزقنا شفاعة رسولك محمد. اللهم ارزقنا شفاعة رسولك محمد. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. جزاكم الله خيرا، بارك الله فيكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.